What's up guys, it's Luke from Art Space Tours coming to you from Las Ramblas in Barcelona, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to have an arty afternoon in Las Ramblas. We're going to be checking out free galleries mind you, 3 free galleries. We're going to be checking out some street art, some public art. I'm going to show you guys some cool insider secrets along the way, and so without further ado, let's go. The first thing that I want to show you guys is here at the top of Las Ramblas. It's in the Plaza Catalunya, and it's in the form of this sculpture by my main man, Josep Maria Subirachs. You guys who follow our Instagram page will know for my love of Josep Maria Subirachs. And if you don't follow our Instagram page, what are you doing with your life? Follow. Check it out. So it says, Catalunya a Francesc Macià. Francesc Macià was the president of the Generalitat, of the government of Catalonia, of this state in Spain, just before the Spanish Civil War. Big political history there. I'm not even going to get into that. That's like a full video unto itself. But if you're into the politics, it's definitely something worth mentioning. So Subirachs is just the best sculptor. So what you see is these stairs. That's kind of like symbolic of the future of Catalonia. And then the whole thing is flipped on its head and hangs precariously in the distance on this pedestal because of what I was saying about the political regime. Like I say, this is just before the Spanish Civil War, and any of you guys who have been to Barcelona will know that there is a political movement of the local region, the Catalans, some Catalans that would like Catalonia to separate from Spain. Then if we come and take a closer look, this dude looks a little bit like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons if he had a moustache and was Catalan. Here's the signature Subirachs. Subirachs, if you don't know, is the guy that did the Passion facade of La Sagrada Familia. Subirachs grew up during the dictatorship of Francisco Franco that Spain lived from 1939 to 1975, and so all of his works have got this, a lot of his works have got this political kind of vibe, and so this is the first cool arty thing that I recommend you guys come and check out. Beautiful sunny day in Barcelona today. It's been rainy the past couple of days. This video serves really well for a rainy day as well, because if you happen to come here when it rains, then I'm going to show you places that you can come and get shelter. So the next thing that we're going to go and take a look at, next cool arty thing, is we're going to go and check out an art gallery, and along the way I'm going to show you a really cool piece of architecture that just happens to be over here. At the top of Las Ramblas we've got the Royal Academy of Science and Arts, 19th century, beautiful, early modernist, Art Nouveau kind of building. A little bit further down Las Ramblas you have the Liceu Opera House. Further yet, you've got interesting modern architecture, libraries, and even the art galleries that we see in this video. And so while you're walking down Las Ramblas, be sure to stop for a second and admire the beautiful architecture that's all the way down. As you're walking down Las Ramblas, so it's about 1/5 of the way down, like 100 meters down, just before you get to La Boqueria Market, the famous food market on the right hand side, you're going to see this beautiful building. And this beautiful building houses a free art gallery, the Palau de la Virreina. Let's go check it out. The Palau de la Virreina, the Vice Queen's Palace, is this 18th century Baroque style palace built in 1778. And besides for the fact that this architecture is just outstanding, it houses the center of image. So this is where they're doing free art exhibitions. So just showing you guys this beautiful architecture, and then we're going to pop inside and take a little look-see at what's to see inside, what exhibitions they got going on at the moment. Let's go check it out. At the Palau there are 2 main spaces. The downstairs space hosts large contemporary exhibitions, everything from photography and film to image-based art. And then the upstairs space there's more of a focus on photography and documentary works. I saw this amazing show there by Ai Weiwei, the controversial Chinese photographer. And in this historic building, you're going to find challenging art, strong ideas, and thoughtful exhibitions in the city, all for free and just off of Las Ramblas. Side notes of something cool to come and see here, pertaining to Catalan cultural traditions, are the giants. These are these wooden and paper mache giants that are symbols of Catalan history and culture, and saints that are taken out on religious and cultural holidays. And they've got these big frames that people put them on, and they dance them around the city. Well, after we got nice and deep there at the Palau de la Virreina, there's some really interesting and deep exhibits. Right next to the Palau de la Virreina is La Boqueria Market. So, I feel like we've earned ourselves maybe a little cafecito. What do you guys say? La Boqueria Market is the most famous market in all of Barcelona, and it is a must-see. It is a sensation for all of the senses, colors and smells and people, and it's a really cool thing to go and see. It gets really crowded, so when you go there, just go and be patient. And if you're going to have a coffee, I recommend you try something called a carajillo. Carajillo is a coffee with a little bit of in it, so you can go for whiskey, you can go for Baileys, or you can go for brandy, well, whatever your heart desires. Ooh, I'll tell you something, I'm feeling that carajillo, boy. So, next up on the list, we're going to go and check out a really special spot. Just next to Las Ramblas, we're going to go and check out the oldest art gallery in Barcelona, the Sala Paredes. So once you get to this beautiful church, the Mare de Déu de Betlem, Baroque style church, you want to hit a left off of Las Ramblas. And then you want to come down this street, and not your first right, but your second right, you're going to get to Carrer de Petrichol. One of my favorite streets in the Gothic Quarter. The Carrer de Petrichol is like Diagon Alley from Harry Potter. This is the Carrer de Petrichol. We've actually done an Instagram video about the street. It's got the oldest art gallery in Barcelona. It's got two of the oldest hot chocolate and churros cafes. It's called the oldest bookstore in Barcelona. And it is just so quaint and romantic and beautiful. And just what you think about when you think about the old city of Barcelona. The Sala Paredes is the oldest art gallery in Barcelona, founded in 1877, and it has always played a key part in Barcelona's artistic heritage. Pablo Picasso has exhibited there, Joaquin Sorolla, Salvador Dali, you name it, they've exhibited there. And you're going to go there and you're going to find just the most beautiful paintings and sculptures, modern artists, classical artists. It is just a crowd pleaser. As you leave the Sala Paredes, heading down the Carrer de Petrichol, it opens up in the Plaza del Pi with the beautiful Santa Maria del Pi. That means Saint Mary of the Pine Tree Church. Often you're going to go there and they're going to have beautiful markets. Sometimes there's an art market, there's a fresh food market. You're going to see the beautiful orange blossoms that were brought there by the Moors, the North Africans, as far back as 1,000 years ago. And there's loads of really great little cafes to stop and grab a coffee, a wine, a little cheeky carajillo. And visiting any of the Gothic churches in Barcelona is fantastic. Quick little side note, if you are going to visit a Gothic church, you rather want to see the Santa Maria del Mar, the sister church to the Santa Maria del Pi. All the same, it is just absolutely stunning. So now leaving the Sala Paredes, one of my favorite art galleries in the city, heading on our way back to Las Ramblas. I want to show you a really cool piece of street art by the artist Theo Vasquez. Check this out. Everybody always stops and looks and is curious about it. This is part of a project called the Visibles Project. So there's this little QR code that you can scan, and it takes you to a short documentary about the protagonist in the picture. And it's a collaboration with a entity that helps homeless people in the city, helps to give them food and helps to give them a place to live. And so if you scan the QR code, it takes you to the story of this person that was helped by this entity called the Arrels Foundation, the Roots Foundation. So you're going to see these dotted all over the city, and then next to that you're going to see this cool piece by the artist Orre, Parisian artist. He put this thing up ages ago. Perdido en el corazón de la grande Babylon, lost in the heart of great Babylon. Lyrics from Manu Chao. And continuing the walk, I'm going to show you one of my favorite pieces of architecture here on Las Ramblas. The Casa Bruno Cuadros from 1883, pre-Gaudí modernism. You're going to notice these really cool Japanese details, because this is round about the time that Japanese art started to influence the European art in the 19th century. And you're going to notice that really cool dragon advertising the umbrella, because there used to be an umbrella shop here on the ground floor where there's now a bank. And when you see this, you're about halfway up Las Ramblas, next to another really cool artwork. There's this really cool floor mosaic by the modern artist Joan Miró, with all of his cool colors and shapes, and signed at the bottom right hand corner, Joan Miró, contemporary with Pablo Picasso. So a little bit further down from the Miró piece is the famous Liceu Theatre, and right across from the Liceu Theatre is one of the coolest spots to stop and get a coffee or a cheeky gin tonic, the Café de la Ópera de Barcelona. But we've got art to look at, so gin and tonics are going to come at the end. You're going to have to come to Barcelona to come and see the Café del Teatro. So the next thing that I'm going to take you guys to go and take a look at is one of the coolest Gaudí buildings just off of Las Ramblas that loads of people miss. And then after that we're going to go and check out yet another art gallery. Like I said to you guys, this video is going to be action-packed with art stuff. So check this out. Here's a cool little fun fact. Pablo Picasso used to have a studio on the street, and it had a rooftop that overlooked the Palau Güell. So I've read a couple of art historians that lay the comparison between Antoni Gaudí's famous broken ceramic tile chimneys and Pablo Picasso's cubism. That is to say that Gaudí influenced Pablo Picasso's cubism. Right, so now we've checked out the Palau Güell. Now we're going to head on down. We're going to go and check out another cool art gallery. Vamos. This bad boy is one of the early Gaudí works. It's called the Palau Güell, from the same surname as the Park Güell. That's because this was the palace of the richest man in Barcelona at the time, late 19th century, Josep Güell. That's why we've got this really cool stylized E in the iron over the left-hand entrance, and this really cool stylized G over the right-hand side of the entrance, Josep Güell, with the Catalan flag. And I always like to say it's a phoenix on top of the Catalan flag. Might be mistaken on that one, I'm not going to lie, guys. So this was the palace built for Josep Güell in 1888. First year that Barcelona hosted the World Fair. A lot of people miss this one because this isn't on all of the itineraries, but this place is a really cool Gaudí house to come and check out, and at least a great little spot to come and give a little look-see when you are here on Las Ramblas. As you get to the lower end of Las Ramblas, down by the harbor, this white building over here is the Santa Monica Art Center, and this is our third and final gallery of the day. Another free gallery, mind you, 3 free galleries as promised, complete with an artwork by Theo Vasquez. Let's go check it out. Okay, so I had to do a double take here because of all the construction work cramping my style. The entrance is different to what it normally is. So you'd normally go up that ramp, but now the entrance is through this little door over here on the left hand side. So this is where we're going to go in. So this is a little hidden gem on the Barcelona art scene. The Santa Monica Art Center is housed in the 17th century convent that they converted into an art space back in 1988. So as well as having photography and painting, they also have performance art, and they have these really cool interactive exhibits. And the idea is to push the envelope, to ask questions about current cultural questions in society. The center is directed with a focus on collective research and new production, so it is a lively laboratory for contemporary creativity in Barcelona's cultural landscape. Well, I must say I really enjoyed that visit to the Santa Monica. It's been a while since I've been there. Always got really interesting exhibitions that make you laugh, they make you think. They're kind of fun and playful with a serious message, which is how I personally love my art. So to wrap things up, I want to show you one more beautiful piece of art here on Las Ramblas, and then we're going to close this bad boy. And the piece of art that I'm talking about is the monument to Christopher Columbus. Super colonial style Christopher Columbus with eagles and lions, and celebrating the discovery, in inverted commas, discovery. Nowadays you don't say discovery, you say the encountering of the Americas. Christopher didn't discover the Americas, he encountered them. But this is not a political video, this is just to show you cool artworks. And it is undeniable that this is a super cool sculpture with the sunset of Barcelona in the background, the W Hotel, beautiful naval buildings, and happy vibes. This is a really beautiful city. So in conclusion, this is an arty afternoon on Las Ramblas. Let us know in the comments if you've seen any of these spots. Let us know if you've been to Barcelona. Hit a like, hit a subscribe, and stay tuned for more cool art content. Adios.